as promised, I wanted to let you in on what I was working on. This is the event sequencer. A little description of what is involved here. I have the remote cable connected to the camera, a remote cable connected to a flash. I have my audio, it's called an IoT relay, but really it's a power relay. So I have my studio light, which is up there, connected to that, and this is connected to a pin into ground on the Arduino Uno, which is over here. And then I have an electromagnet in a box holding the box shut. Now the idea will be is the box will be upside down. There will be dice inside that. The relay that is connected to the magnet will turn off the magnet. The box will open, drop the dice in front of this thing, in front of the camera. And while they're falling past the lens, the flash will go, long exposure will happen, and I should be able to also draw with one of my mini light bars. So I have the sequence set up, so I'll just show you really quickly. So there we go, shutters on, flash open, box opens, flash on, there we go. So I'll move this over so you can see it a little bit better, but we'll do that again really quick. So light turns off, shutter opens, box opens, flash goes, then the shutter closes, the box resets itself. Right? And so I should, in theory, be able to, when I trigger this, I should be able to, I'll just wave this around a little bit. See, there's the light bar. So if I go like trigger, wave, 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 wave. And if you see, there's a screen with the photo. And that's what should happen. I mean, we'll see. There'll be lots of experiments, but that is the gist of it. And the code is extra simple. You'll see it here. I set the pins for the IoT relay, the flash, the camera, the switch. So the switch is the button, so what turns it all on. And then the relay is the control for the magnet. I set a couple of Booleans. I'm doing serial just so I can read what's going on, but I don't really need serial for this now. But you set your various outputs and inputs. So the IoT relay pin is an output, flash, camera, and relay are all outputs. And then the switch, which activates the entire sequence, that of course is an input. And then you set all your pins to either high or low, depending on what their needs are. So the camera goes low, and that activates it, and then high to turn it off. The relay is high to begin with and turns low to turn it off. The IoT relay is high to turn on the light, and then low to turn off the light. And the flash pin is low, and you turn it to high to flash it. And then as far as the loop goes, we're doing a little delay, but what we're doing is we're reading for what the switch is doing. If the switch has been clicked, we set it to high, or it sets the pin to high. So I read for high, and then I also see whether or not I've set my Boolean for the switch on, as if it's still false, which means that it hasn't been triggered once already. And then the active sequence traps the sequence, so I don't need to worry about whether or not I hit a double click on it or not. When I switch, I change the Boolean for switch on to true. That means that the next time this checks, it won't bother going through this sequence. Now, the interesting thing is that usually I do this because I'm using timers and not using a delay, as I am in this case. The delay traps everything happening within this if statement. So I, in theory, don't need to have this active sequence. I don't need this switch on stuff. I don't need any of that because of the fact that this all happens, and it has to happen because delay traps the Arduino through the sequence. So there's my IoT relay being set to low, so it turns off the light. Turn on the camera. Have 2 seconds to draw with the light painting. Open the relay, or close the relay so it opens the box. Flash. Turn off my shutter. The flash is an instant thing, so it doesn't matter if it stays high. It only triggers once, but I set it to low anyways. And then close my relay again so that it reactivates the magnet, and then turn the light back on in the studio. So that's the entire sequence. Now the timing of it will need to be configured as it goes, and I'll obviously clean up all the wiring. But yeah, that's the entire thing. Bing bong. Okay, thanks for watching.